Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. So today's video is about the German 5.3 tank destroyer, the Panzer 470V, the Panzer 4-70V, and I am playing this to respade it because more or less recently it got another shell, the APCR. But you know, it's not really mandatory to have in this tank, but I still wanted to respade this tank. Now, the funny thing about this APCR round is that the Panzer 470A, the premium version, had it since its day of introduction, if I'm not mistaken, and, you know, it sits at the lower battle rating. And APCR has, you know, a point-blank range and also versus flat armor, considerable more penetration power than the stock APCVC round. And yet, nobody really cares about APCR because its actual battle performance is bad. Sure, it has amazing muzzle velocity, but the post-penetration damage effect is nothing compared to an APHE shell type, and you know, the performance versus angled armor is really bad, really bad. So the majority of people that actually understand the game mechanics stick to the stock shell. So the Panzer 470A also sits at the lower battle rating. Now why is that? Well, there are three reasons. First of all, it is heavier, therefore has a worse horsepower to ton ratio, so worse mobility. Then it also is taller, and third of all, that tallness is down to an additional mid-plating in the center of the tank that is flat, so it's an actual weak spot. And this is one of the absolute good things about the Panzer 470V, its armor. It's on the mid and upper plating, 80 millimeters at a considerable armor, and it's really bouncy. Only the lower glacis is 50 millimeters, but behind this is the transmission. So this tank is actually pretty tanky, and then there are the add-on tracks. The gun mantlet is also protected by the so-called Saukopfblende, which word by word translates to pig's head cover, and it is multi-layered as well, just a bit like with the heads-up. It is absolutely fantastic in bouncing. The side armor is only 40 and 30 millimeters, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 40 millimeters on the upper part, 30 millimeters on the lower part. And despite the add-on tracks, it's not really all that great. Mobility, 300 horsepower for a 26.2 ton tank. That's roughly a 12 horsepower to ton ratio. Top speed is only 35 kilometers per hour. Reverse speed minus 7 kilometers per hour. And then there is the gun. The long-barreled 75mm Panzerabwehrkanone 42, the PAK-42, firing up to 55 rounds of ammunition. And that is fantastic, right? And it fires it every 7.4 seconds, which feels surprisingly long. But only if you're coming from some other tanks like the Panzer IV series with their 5.9 second reload. Then there are the penetration values of the stock APCVC round, the Panzergranate 3942. It has an amazing muzzle velocity of 935 meters per second and 192 millimeters of penetration, and the APCR round is now a tier 4 upgrade, the Panzergranate 4042, with 228 millimeters and a muzzle velocity of 1120 meters per second. So I think this is more of an academic addition rather than a really useful shell. So this tank is a lot of fun to play. It's pretty tanky, it's not the fastest, but it has excellent mid to long range fighting capabilities with this gun. It's essentially the Panther's gun, just on a tank destroyer, and it is still lower battle rating despite having effectively even better armor than the Panther from the front, believe it or not. So here, that was a bit overleading the enemy tank, which just disappeared behind the ridgeline. Now, then the other part here is the map discussion. This is Mostock, and this is more or less the same route that I was taking a few days ago in the Centauro MGS at battle rating 10.3, but I went into another location significantly earlier, while here I'm just picking apart the enemy team with some beautiful frontal and side one-shots on the way to this location. So we will see how the armor will work out right here. And that beautiful shot into the side of an IS-1. And I still try to get into this location here. Now there are two Shermans approaching, and that was just a touch too much lead. Otherwise, I would have one-shot here the Jumbo, and then this M4A2, I think, just damaged my transmission, but no damage to the crew. And then he makes the cardinal mistake of missing the shot and just showing broadside. Easy one-shot. Beautiful. So I'm still here repairing, and I haven't really taken any serious damage. I is 1. Can we hit him? Hitting too much in the rear, and that was a non-penetration on that beautiful 90mm side plating. And then, again, still hitting too low. Dust was kicked up by the incoming shell. Where is the enemy tank? So he just disappeared behind the ridgeline. I'm reversing in just a moment. And as I'm reversing, he is coming over the ridgeline on the move. Yes! That looked like a cupola hit, but it actually was a frontal turret penetration for kill number 6. Beautiful. And I'm absolutely happy so far with this engagement, right? And just look what my team did. Obviously we captured C, and after an initial struggle, we have also taken B. I swung the tank around because I heard some engine noises, and where is he? Oh, hello there. Okay, that was definitely a lucky gifted 7th kill. Anyways, now let's quickly talk about the map here, because this is Mosdog, and as I said, this is more or less the same route that I tried to achieve with the Centauro MGS a few days ago. However, this is where the tank can excel with mid to long range engagements, where its armor matters even more, and where you always have the chance to pick the fight under your conditions and, you know, hide behind the ridgeline. Now, I don't want to play this map every single time, but, you know, one in 5 matches on this map, I would love to see it, right? Currently, it's also a pretty bittersweet experience to get the same maps over and over again, which I don't like, to be honest. But finally, we're arriving at the desired destination. Let's find out if we just can farm the enemy team. So the situation is the following. Again, there is probably 1 or 2 tanks in the north from our team. The majority is around B and C, and they are sniping. But I'm significantly closer to the enemy, and sadly there is nothing to shoot. Now, while I also love to engage enemies at mid to long ranges with this tank, and just love to have something to shoot at more than like 400 meters, you know, this location benefits you a lot. You have hard cover from the side and the rear, and you can concentrate on the front, which is very beneficial in a casemate tank destroyer design. This match was a huge relief from the top tier madness. And again, I made a long time ago already a video just escaping from high tier. And I think, you know, those World War II tanks, they still got it. They still have it. There are still absolutely magnificent war machines that I think are the whole selling point of War Thunder. This is what I really loved about War Thunder, and, you know, just the fight that those tanks provide, where armor matters, where situation awareness and map knowledge, as well as positioning and ambushing enemies, are really a thing that matters. Kill number 8. How beautiful is that? And it's just fun for me. I could play this tank all day long. There are no helicopters. There are not an excessive amount of planes flying around. There are no night battles. I don't get those cursed maps that often, like, I don't know, the Sweden map, American Desert, you know, Alaska. All those, in my opinion, failed map designs. Now, anyway, here we are, and well, there is just nothing left to do. Again, as predicted, somebody scouted a tank in the south, and again, this position and kind of the riverbed provided me with, you know, just cover from getting shot by those guys, so I don't have to care about them. And I was pretty lucky that I killed here the enemy tank that tried to come after me. So at the end of the day, this is what I love to play. Sadly, this is not what the majority of people want to see on YouTube, so I feel kind of forced to play top tier, which I could give a go here and there, but this is old yet gold content, and I just love to get those heavy metal heroes and survivor awards with, in my opinion, decently played maps and matches. So 70,000 civil lines and 6,600 modification research points, and just respading a beautiful tank. And that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed. Give it a like with it, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other in the skies and on the battlefields of War Thunder.